Gambia's electricity prices are among the highest in the world, which makes the use of alternative energy sources such as solar, wind, and biomass increasingly attractive. The major energy resources in the Gambia are firewood, electricity, petroleum imports, and liquefied petroleum gas. Due to the rapid population growth, demand for energy has far outstripped the ability of the state-owned utility, NAWEC, to supply the country.
The Unido project, I think, has set the pace for utilizing renewable energy in any mix. And these are the probably only major areas so far we are having renewable energy. So now from that we want to upgrade everything to at least we are targeting at least 50% or 60 to 50% of our energy from renewables. That's what our target is. So I think the Gef project is set the pace for that objective.
The project was focused on growing the productive sector of the Gambian economy, and it promoted renewable energy projects. By that I mean it was giving funding to organizations that can do renewable energy projects. It did so many renewable energy projects, and definitely all these projects contributed to the power supply in the country. Some of them are off-grid systems, but they help a lot in terms of providing power to the organizations. So we can basically say the project was really very good. It didn't only promote renewable energy projects in the Gambia, but it definitely implemented concrete projects, which will go a long way to have impact on our socio-economic development.
As a result, the United Nations Industrial Development Organization, in collaboration with the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy and the National Environment Agency, has implemented the fifth cycle of the Global Environment Facility supported project in the Gambia titled Greening the Productive Sectors, promoting the use and integration of small to medium scale renewable energy systems in the productive sectors. The objective of the Unido Gef 5 project is to promote market-based use and integration of small to medium-scale renewable energy system in the productive sectors. The project has three technical components, among which the monitoring and evaluation. Those components are the development of strategy and regulation of small to medium-scale renewable energy systems, the demonstration of technical feasibility, and you also have the promotion of investments and development of renewable energy projects and entrepreneurship skills. Mbolo, whose meaning is to join or come together, is an association located in the village of Tujereng that promotes the empowerment and improvement of the welfare of women by strengthening their productive capacities and abilities through training and entrepreneurship and access to a revolving fund.
Fandema is working with young girls who in one way or the other hasn't been able to finish school, and they want to come here to learn a trade. And then one of the areas, the basic activities that we are doing is to train young girls on how to become solar installers. Being that also to make sure that the facility is being able to be 100% powered by solar. We generate a lot of activities. Activities like washing service for the community, and the women will be paying small token, and we are also avoiding that 4 hours of the women washing. For instance, for 30 minutes, you can easily pay $20 or $25, and it can be dried. We also have a drying system, which is all done by renewable energy. And the other part is the food preservation that we do through this, baking bread, and then doing all kind of cakes for the community. So all these are what we call activities that are generated by the solar industry. So this is where we get the income for us to be able to sustain if there is any material that got spoiled here. From that money is what we use to make sure that we repair.
The University of the Gambia, the highest citadel of learning, has benefited from the Unido Gef 5 project with a 100 kilowatt solar powered system at the Peace Building, which will provide the entire energy needs of the university campus in Canifing.
The benefits are enormous. Number one, as far as financial position is concerned, we are spending about 2.5 million per year for the purchase of cash power for this peace building, because all the administrator, principal officers, and administration is housed in this building, and a lot of we are spending on the purchase of cash power per year. So it will help us to saving at least 80% of these revenue. And the second will be the impact on the environment. As I mentioned, that it is a friendly, environment friendly, and we will have a great impact on the environment.
The Medical Research Council at the London School of Hygiene and Tropical Medicine has installed one of the largest solar systems in the Gambia with a total capacity of over 500 kilowatt power. The goal of the project is to harness the sun's energy and convert it to electrical power to be fed directly into the unit's internal distribution electrical system to increase and offset its consumption cost.
So in this context, going to a more green energy was almost natural because so we want really to give also our contribution to the reduction of the carbon footprint. Well, I mean, there are clear benefit. We did a calculation and an estimation before starting this project, and we saw that investment could be retrieved in about 5 years. So we have calculated that each year we are avoiding 400 tons of CO2. So currently, the solar power produces about 14% of our total consumption, but we are planning to expand it to make it up to 25%. So in terms of, it is good to reduce the carbon footprint, but at the same time, in terms of, from the point of view, financial point of view, it makes a lot of sense because we actually reduce our consumption of fuel and electricity. So I think it's really the way for to the future.
So if you look at our performance, you can see how many tons of carbon we've avoided, how many liters of diesel we've avoided over here. So we've avoided probably for over 430 tons of carbon emissions, and also over 150,000 liters of diesel, because we burn with diesel generators. And these are just metrics over here, which shows this green is the great yellow here is solar, and here our gen sets. And I mean, with this is for the last 30 days, this is for the last 12 months. And you can see that the solar is 14% of our energy production over here in the unit, which is great because it means that 40% of our energy cost has been offset.
The National Environment Agency, a body responsible for regulating environmental aspects of development in the country, particularly as it concerns electricity generation and consumption.
And this project have impacted greatly in providing sustainable policies or friendly policies in the country, as well as demonstrating pilot programs or activities through the Mbolo Association program that tells the people, the population that renewable energy is a way out for the country to help us fight against the impacts of climate change. So this is a very important project for us, and it has really changed the mindset of the people and also of the business community in contributing or employing the use of renewable energy systems in their companies and in their households.
a revolving entrepreneurship fund of over $100,000 managed by PURA to promote the deployment of renewable energy equipment by providing necessary financial support to Gambian youth and women has been a novel concept and remarkable success for beneficiaries in significant sectors of the Gambia.
So the impact of the project is that it really changed the lives of many of the youth and women that applied, because not everybody had access to electricity to be able to use energy sustainably. For PURA, it also demonstrated that with the training and the exposure we had working with Unido, and they were very supportive, that the Renewable Energy Fund could really be expanded and also used as an instrument to fund projects in the Gambia.
The project has registered significant achievements with a total capacity of 1.2 megawatt solar panel installation across the entire country. It has also contributed to a rapid growth of the productive sectors, the livelihoods, the general quality of life in the local communities, as well as the overall energy situation in the Gambia. We have witnessed the increase in number of women and youth technicians and entrepreneurs in the renewable energy sector, which has brought about transformational socioeconomic benefits. We have also seen an increased level of electricity generation and consumption, and also a reduction in the importation of fossil fuels for power generation and the reduction in greenhouse gas emission. As the voice of the private sector, the Gambia Chamber of Commerce and Industry has benefited from the Unido Gef project to power its trade fairground and incubation center. The use of renewable energy in the incubation center is innovative as it goes directly for productive uses.
Now, what we've done over the last few years, having first met the challenge of running on generators, was that the cost was a lot higher, but secondly, also the maintenance was also an issue from time to time with skills as well as the availability of the parts. So here we are now playing hopefully a greener impact to the environment to ensure that we contribute less destruction to the environment, but also at the same time assuring availability of energy all the time so that we can serve our members. I can further confirm that we've halved our energy bill, where we used to pay an about $300,000 a year. Since this new installation, we now have half the cost of electricity to pay. And this one, of course, is free. Well, not necessarily free, but after the initial installation, there's a payback period that we expect of 3 to 5 years. So really, the tremendous benefits of renewable energy investment cannot be overemphasized.
After the completion of the Unido Gef 5 projects, investments are expected to increase due to the long-term outcomes of the project activities. The policy components will strengthen the policy and institutional framework to enhance penetration and scaling up of renewable energy systems by small to medium-sized enterprises. Also, we have the awareness raising and capacity building activities will contribute indirectly towards a significant reduction of the carbon dioxide emissions.